Level Up Latina partners with working women and mamas alike to guide them in achieving fulfilling career and life goals through financial empowerment, professional or leadership coaching, and personal wellness. Find the unique coaching you need to succeed.
You're listening to Vero, Ceci, and Irene, and we are Level Up Latina.
Welcome back to another episode of the Level Up Latina podcast with Vero, Ceci, and Irene. And this is podcast number 252. So we're well into the 250s, you guys. Ladies and germs. Just kidding. No germs.
Germs too.
Germs. I love it. Let's keep it going. But yeah, welcome back. This is actually one of, the monthly on the dot kind of deal, just like our periods, unless you have an irregular one, the random episode, right? There where we talk about everything. ¿Qué dices así? Everything and anything.
Or your menopause.
Or your menopause or premenopause or your postmenopause. What's postmenopause? If there's done. But yeah. So
if you're dead in the grave.
If you're DED. But yeah, before we get into the conversation, how are Ceci and Irene doing today?
Good, living our best lives.
Yeah, I don't know about best lives, but me voy a pintar ahorita during this random episode because I'm supposed to go on a date with my husband afterwards. I don't know a dónde, pero como I've been feeling kind of under the weather. Oh yeah, maybe ni me pinto.
In case you have gripa.
Yeah, for real. Cuando se te quita la gripa, open up those sinuses, girl.
Clear it out.
En la cama.
Clear it out.
En la cama.
But yeah, nice. So you might go on a date. Irene is chilling now. She feels living her best life.
Kids are waiting for me. They want to hang out. Right now. They're like, it's Friday, Mom. It's almost 3:00. What are we doing? Where are we going? So I have to figure out somewhere to take my babies.
Perfect. So this episode is coming to you from beautiful cities of San Francisco, Redondo Beach, y Compton, California. So welcome back, everyone. So with the randomness comes where I just listed our cities for the fuck of it because, why not? It's that we were talking off air about just a bunch of different random things that we're doing that's happening. Food, y luego acá, ¿qué estábamos diciendo, mujeres? Estábamos platicando de qué. Ya se me olvidó. Mira, qué random.
Yeah, a mí también se me olvidó. We're like, let's talk about it on the random, and I forgot what it was.
Yeah, talking about our cousins getting married and cousins marrying cousins. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
we're happy for them.
Okay, so something that I learned earlier off record was that Irene is Sanchez. Bueno, antes de casada, her maiden name, last names are Sanchez. I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's like Sanchez
My
Square.
parents are not related. They claim they're not. They don't look alike. They're very different. They're from my dad looks like he came when he colonized some folks. My mom looks like she was colonized in more ways than one by my dad. So we look like two different sets of families, but they swear they're not cousins. Maybe they're cousins in the distance. I don't know, but I always cross my eyes. I wish you could see us right now. I crossed them right now. It looks gorgeous, but I don't think they're related. But I am Sanchez. I'm super proud of that. I had been married. I already said this on the podcast before, but I had been married like over 10 years. And one day I'm like, oh my God, my last name's Quevedo. I'm a Quevedo. I'm so proud. I felt like a Sanchez for years into being married. I never felt like I was in the other family. Like if my last name had changed and I changed my last name, I felt like a Sanchez forever, honestly. And I think I'm finally coming around to my actual married last name.
And you know what? And even us, I feel like I'm so used to Quevedo already. So used to it. Not so long ago, I remember I had to think, I'm like, wait, what was Irene's maiden last name? Yeah, me acuerdo. Okay, Sanchez, But yeah, it took me a while.
Maybe my internet's tripping.
I think it's getting better. On my end, it's getting better. Vero.
Okay.
A ver, habla.
Voy a platicar.
It's better.
Cacareo.
Yeah, it's better.
Sí.
It's better.
Culiquitaca.
How did you fix it? What'd you do?
Apagué mi Instagram.
¿Qué hiciste, güey? Quítate, move.
Brujería.
Turn like this. Move like this. Así.
Ya no te muevas. No, I was saying que with you, we talked about it in one of the podcasts that I had you for a while. For a long time, I still had you, even though after you were married, as Sanchez. And I think I changed it maybe 3 or 4 years ago to Quevedo, officially. So I didn't want you married. I was like, no, la quiero soltera para siempre. But yeah, so hopefully I'm not delayed anymore and we can hear each other. And typically with this random episode, we never know where it's going to go. And you guys know we love to platicar. And this is kind of like a great chance for us to get to connect again because we don't see each other often. We chat on our WhatsApp, but it's usually like, a ver, cabrones, ¿dónde está el trabajo? Que háganlo, come on, let's go. So me encanta tu nuevo look, Irene. I think I'm going to post that right now. Se está peinando.
No. What do you guys think?
I like it.
What do you guys think? Does this work for me?
Oh,
What do you
yeah.
guys think? I'm going to wear this headband. Look, I'm going to wear this headband
como de
out.
antes, como la
It's
gente,
like
las mujeres.
Bridgerton. This is my Bridgerton look.
Oh,
Bridgerton,
wow. La
yeah.
Bridgertonia.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bridgertonia.
Bridgertonia.
I like it.
No, I'm going to... Sorry to distract you. I'm going to really tie my hair up.
No, it's okay. Go for it. Do what you got to do, girl. So I'm going to ask a bunch of random questions if that's okay with you ladies today. Okay. So, mujeres, have you ever had a crush on a cartoon character? By any chance? I know it's random.
No, but my cousin Sandra did. I remember she would always talk, oh my God, some show. I think it was like an Asian cartoon show que veían en México, y en México le llamaban Los Caballeros del Zodiaco, because my hubby talks about it too. And oh my God, so-and-so estaba bien guapo. And I was like, it's a cartoon. But I'll think about it if I don't remember myself. So
Okay.
That's such a crazy question. I don't think so. Donald Duck? No, no es cierto. Just kidding. I was trying to think of something funny.
That's funny.
No, I don't think so, though.
Oh,
Shit,
you know who kind of,
sexy-ass
and I wonder if you guys like Prince Eric from the Little Mermaid
Oh my
when
God,
we were
he looks
little.
just like
He was cute.
Cute, huh?
Oh, yeah. Es Luis.
Es
Luis
Luis.
Severo.
¿Es Luis?
Ese es Luis.
He looks like Luis.
Oh, really? Pero con
What do you
barba?
think? Let's look him up.
I know. Let's look.
Put a beard on him. Put a beard on him, and that's Luis. That's it. Right there. Without
Oh
the
my
blue
God.
eyes. Ponle contacts at Luis.
Without the blue eyes.
Look him up just in case. I don't know. I think...
Ese es Luis. Ese es Luis. Ese es Luis con barba. Ese es Luis. Así se viste Luis.
Qué bárbaro.
With his white shirt.
It's on linen. His
Tell
actual
Luis.
his uniform is linen, como los pantalones de Luis, que le encanta ponerse
Yeah.
his linen.
We're going to put this picture on the podcast. Our social media gal loves putting a photo with the post. This is going to be
Perfect.
the photo for the
Ceci's
random
husband,
show.
Luis
Okay?
from Ariel.
Ceci's husband, Luis. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, so I didn't have a crush on a cartoon character. I just think I really liked the cartoon character that was out of the blue. The freaking Tasmanian Devil. I don't know why I was so into the Tasmanian Devil. He just would fuck shit up, come in like, blah, 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 and fuck shit up. And then leave.
That's hilarious.
I mean,
Pero.
that's totally me. I just come in, fuck shit up, and go, all right, se cuidan todos, bye. Yo ni dice adiós, nomás se va. But I just thought he was a funny character. My friends even gave me a little gold medal, like not medal, medallion, like a little medallita del Tasmanian Devil. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna show you something. Not Tasmanian Devil. Sigue platicando. Te voy a
Okay.
enseñar algo.
But yeah, like I just had a little, like I thought he was the cutest, like just so like the crazy little fucking animal that just came in and tore shit up. But that was just something that's random. At least now we know that Irene had a crush on Donald Duck. I think the Tasmanian Devil will tear it up. And then Ceci, her husband is Prince Eric, the Ariel. But another question for you ladies before we go on. If if flowers could talk, what do you think that would sound like? What flower would it be? Oh my God, you have a Tweety bird. Tú eres la Tweety.
Yeah. So I didn't obviously I didn't have a crush on a bird, but I used to love Tweety Bird, and I used to have like all the little plushies.
I
Tweety
obviously
Bird.
didn't have a crush on Donald Duck either. I was just being
I know.
silly.
No,
I get it.
around.
You had all
Yeah.
you had all this stuff.
I had all this and like the, maybe a shirt or whatever. And my mom got me this. And I have this because tengo las joyas de mi madre. Pero aquí tiene un montón de medallitas. And so me acordé that I found this. I'm like, oh, like she kept it.
That is so
anyway.
cute. You know what's the funniest thing? I think my mom missed me for a while when I went to college, so she started wearing my Tasmanian Devil instead of her medallita de la Virgen.
Aww.
So I was like, "You me?" And she's
funny
like,
and
"Ay,
cute.
pues tú no te la pones." And I was like, "Do you know that's a crazy ass little animal?" But anyway,
That is so sweet.
Where is
that
it
so
at?
sweet.
Do you have it?
my mom has it. My mom has all my jewelry. I have like
Yeah.
my gold bangles, my earrings,
Yeah.
my necklaces. Todo lo
Same.
tiene mi mamá. Aquí
Same.
tengo todo mi
mamá
fake
tenía
shit.
todo.
You know?
Yeah, no, una esclavota de mis 15 años, like she had it, so now I have it in my
Now you
little.
have it. Guárdalas bien, cuídalas, eh?
Sí.
So, okay. So the other dumb random question was, if flowers could talk, what do you think they would sound like? Like, which flower would it be and what would it sound like? Okay. All right. You're going to go first, Ceci? Go for
So
it.
I'm gonna be. If I was a rose, I'd speak like this, and look at us talking. Mira esta mujer. Soy una rosa, no sé si roja. Soy una rosa roja. I'd speak like this. Look at the sunshine. Look at the rain falling on my petals.
Okay.
I think like Ceci's on the drugs that Archie was on earlier. Ceci, did you go to the dentist this morning? Estaba drogada como-
Irene, what would you be like? What flower do you think would sound like what?
You know what? Like a daisy flower, they're probably conceited. They're like a niña fresa. I think that's what a daisy would do.
Yeah,
They're
a ver,
gonna
haz la
do like a
voz.
niña fresa.
O sea, soy una daisy.
Así. Daisy se cree mucho. It's like yellow and big and like se cree mucho. Or like a sunflower. I'm thinking like a sunflower de la que es conceited. What does a daisy look like? They're just
They're
not
whites,
yellow,
no?
but they look
They're
like
white
Daisy is white.
They're
They're
white.
white.
Poor Daisy.
They're white.
It's a pobre Daisy's an introvert, all whispering. I called her as conceited. The sunflower is the conceited bitch in the corner. That's what I'm talking about.
That
Okay,
Daisy's
that's
like,
what
I'll survive anywhere. Put me wherever, and I'll survive.
that's me, a cactus. Don't worry,
A ver.
I'm gonna keep thriving. That's what a cactus sounds like, a cactus flower. You don't have to. You could throw anything at me. I'll keep thriving.
I've got this. Smokes a cigarette.
It's dressed like Vero. Vero's green
dressed
shirt.
like me.
Dressed like Vero.
Look, at the end, I'm still gonna give you some fucking sunflower seeds, okay? Like, I love you.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it sounds like the girl from the show. ¿Cómo se llama? La de redhead, la redhead de Russian Doll.
Yeah. I was gonna say the girl from Orange Is the New Black. She's
Yeah,
also Orange Is the
also,
New Black.
there
I'm
you
thinking
go.
we're thinking of the same girl.
Same
yeah,
girl.
she just has really cool hair. She has
Yeah.
really cool hair.
I would be like, ¿cómo se llaman los alcatraces en inglés? Alcatraces, a white flower with a yellow chingaderita, long nose.
Like a lily? No, no es lily.
Not a tiger lily. It's called
Something lily, no?
Calla lily. Calla lily.
Calla lily.
I'd be a calla lily. I wouldn't be a calla lily. I think I'm thinking of a calla lily, and the calla lily would be like, o sea, ustedes se creen mucho. Yo nomás ocupo una hoja larga. Tengo mi nariz bien picudita, bien bonita. I don't need to need surgery. I'm just one petal, a one nice nose, a one long stem, and one perfect fucking leaf. You don't deserve to be in my garden. Bye, bitch. That's what it would be.
That's
Se creen mucho, ¿verdad? Las pinches calla lilies.
Yeah.
Y tan bonitas y tan
Yeah. They
sencillas.
just have their like little nose stuck up to everybody else. Se creen mucho. The poor carnation is all fucking dim as a freaking.
Oh, carnations are
not
overused
triste.
and undervalued. ¿Verdad?
The carnations are. I'll do anything. just let me into your house.
Oh, carnation, you're so cute, but I'm gonna put you in dye to change you. A huevo. I'm gonna change
I
you.
know.
¿Verdad?
A huevo.
Pobrecita.
Pobres
Pobrecita.
flores.
You know, my friend, Maria, she's going to be at the brunch, guys. Shout out to St. Rose Flowers. She says that she can't stand baby's breath. So
Yeah,
never
it's
put in
terrible.
your flowers. It ends up smelling like ass after a little while.
Oh, huele mal.
She's right. So you have to work with St. Rose. Hashtag St. Rose. Their handle is saint.rose, I believe, on Instagram. And they do not use baby breath in their beautiful flower arrangements because they sound like ass. They probably sound all ghetto. Baby breath is all ghetto. They're like ghetto cholas.
It's that one
The baby
friend que
breath.
platica mucho y le huele la boca. You know? You guys ever had that friend? No?
That's the baby breath.
You don't smell like a baby's breath, girl. You need to go home and brush
Like
your
a
teeth.
baby's nalga.
Nalgas.
Like a baby's nalga.
After like a chorrito
Shout out to St. Rose.
Oh
my God.
There's these other flowers that stank. They're not even the baby's breath. They're like these really small white and yellow flowers. No son los parecen florecitas de chamomile, pero no. De la manzanilla. Like small flowers, white, yellow middle, yellow center. A ver. They're not daisies because the daisies are too small. They're really small. Let me look at the images. No, because estas cabronas. Which ones are these?
Outer Sprite, or what are they called?
Sweet alyssum seeds, carpet of snow. Estas chingaditas que parecen is chrysanthemum.
Oh, those? I know the word. Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum?
¿Es eso?
Yeah, those ugly
ver,
little
ponla
white
en el
ones.
chat, ponla en el
Esas
chat.
huelen feo.
Chrysanthemum.
Ponla en el chat.
Okay, le voy a tomar una.
What a
le voy a-
word.
Ahorita te la pongo.
Or maybe no. ¿Son esas?
Mira, le voy a tomar.
Chrysanthemum. What a word. Imagine that's your name, Chrysanthemum.
Mira, Crisantema. Oh my God, ¿sabes qué? Así le puso.
I know
I
someone
think if my
named
prima's listening to this,
Crisanta.
I think that's her daughter's name, Crisantema. But hopefully she doesn't
sorry.
smell like that, mija. Okay?
Sorry for making fun of your name. Ceci, ¿qué dices about names?
Que I know someone named Crisanta. Crisanta.
Super Santa.
Crisanta, qué nombre.
Crisanta.
Qué santa, Crisanta.
Crisanta, ajá.
Yeah.
Es una
These
chava.
little flowers stink.
Señora,
I just
yeah,
sent you the pictures.
because she's our age.
And
Oh,
I have
okay.
them. I have them in my back, in my garden. Not my back garden, but my garden. A ver. Pero salen rápido. It's
Yeah,
they
I've seen them. They're
and
cute.
They survive through anything. But anyway, okay. So now we went through that. So other than that, I just figured we'd talk about some random things, laugh a little bit, because sometimes we need a little bit of dose of that. And based off our last podcast, where we talked about like sometimes it's just hard to show up, right? So even like to listen to a podcast, like a veces like quiero escucharlas, a veces no, pero a veces dicen, I love when like friends of ours or like people reach out to us like, I laugh so hard with you ladies. We all need a good laugh sometimes, It's live, love, laugh, sino porque vivimos, o sea, ¿verdad? Chillamos, está bien. I think it's more like live, chillar, laugh, and then like comer, right? O sea, that's like our thing should be. But I'm like, let's laugh a little bit.
I just
Ceci?
remembered something because you said like when our friends listen to the sorry, I'm like putting concealer on, but when our friends listen to the podcast, like the other day at work during lunch, one of my colleagues who's an attorney, she's like, oh my God, I was listening to your podcast. And I said, wait, is it weird for me to like ask you questions about the podcast? I was like, no, I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, I don't think no one's ever like asked me things about about what they've heard on the podcast. I'm like, if anything, I just talk about it with my friends, but no, whatever, comment away or whatever. And she said she really appreciated the episode where Vero, you talked about how your brother gave you the advice not to buy like the new car and stick to the old minivan and instead invest in a home. And so she's like, that really resonated. Like that's such good advice. I was like, oh, thank you. I will let my co-host know. So
I'm glad. Like we've dropped so much knowledge, you guys. In the last, que hemos decido tonterías, like, tremendas. Like, I love that we're able to come on here and be who we are. And I know for a moment, we all were a little afraid of, like, oh my God, what I'm saying is actually going to be out in the world forever, right? It's out there forever. And there's little things that are like, oh, shoot, did I just really share that? And I think for a while, some of our partners were like, our husbands, because, they were like, are you really talking about that? Like, come on, run it by me first. And it's completely understandable. But I think our husbands, partners have now understood that it's part of life. It's part of who we are. It's definitely very helpful for other women and whoever listens to the podcast to like learn from these stories. So that if this is like one of your first episodes, like give us a shot. I mean, we got better throughout the years. We've definitely improved, but our stories are amazing. And I'm glad that your coworker, you could say, or right, Ceci? Is it your coworker? Así se dice, right?
sí, mi coworker.
Yeah, que she felt
Tu colega.
Claro, la talega de café. Con la talega de café. What banda was that? But anyway,
I had an assessment the other day with a client that actually signed up, so it was awesome. She heard us speak at Lit, I think the live one, because the day before I had an assessment with the girl that heard us speak virtually. So the girl that came to the live one was like, and I'm obsessed with your podcast. And I thought to myself, wow, that's awesome. She's obsessed. And she just saw us because I was like less than a month ago. And she goes, and this is the reason I'm obsessed with it. Like, you girls are so relatable. I feel like I'm talking to my friends. It's like talking. And I always tell people the same thing. I'm like, where are you at? Like, where are you listening? She's like, girl, I'm back in 2019. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. It gets better. TMI. I always tell people the same thing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we are crazy. Everything we said. And she's like, no, I love it. She's like, I can't always talk to my friends about like the stuff that you girls all talk about. Like, it's a little more polished, or they don't have the same experience, but like you girls just put it out there, and I love it. And she's a little older than us. I think it's really cool. Like it's like a breath of fresh air that we're being, at least I think, too honest sometimes, but she was super complimentary to the three of us. So,
I love it.
Well done, mujeres.
I love it.
What did we say in 2019 before I got that pandemic, y'all?
Who knows,
you guys,
dude,
I was talking about stuff in the butt. I was like, why am I bringing up the butt so much? Like, ay, Diosita,
You're famous
ayúdame,
for that.
guíame por el camino del bien.
You're
por
famous
favor.
about the butt.
You don't know how many times I've edited out the word that has to do with sperm that has come out of Vero's mouth, because I'm like, that's too much.
What? I say butt. I say the butthole, but not like.
Yeah, you say another word for sperm. I'm not gonna say it for ejaculate.
God.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm trying to think what it is. Jizz. I'm just kidding. No.
Yes. Ceci's saying it. Ceci's mouthing it.
Oh.
I have heard them. Take that out. We still know what you're talking about, but I don't.
Gosh
one day
darn it.
maybe Vero wants to apply to a government job.
Thank you.
We do not want this soundbite to
be
not
like,
get her that government job.
You'd be like, thank you for having me come by this job today. come by this interview. But no, Dios quiera, Dios ya, quítame esas palabras de la boca. Ya soy una mujer decente, casada con 4
No,
hijos.
be yourself, be yourself.
Of course, you know. All the prayers, those are the ones God is ignoring. Hey, tú no ocupas eso, Vero. Tú cálmate. But yeah, I mean, the random episodes are for this, right? And like our podcast, like we've, is that labor of love. It's what we've poured into. It's what we're consistent with. And like, we love to share our stories. And I like being random is like, I think, very natural for us because when we're together, that's what it is. It's a bunch of randomness and we just catch up on life. So I'm going to ask one last question on here. And then we, of course, this is going to go on to however long, wherever this takes us, right? But if you were a ghost, how would you haunt people? Let's start with Irene.
Oh my God, I can't even unmute myself fast enough to talk about this. Just kidding. I didn't even know you were going to ask this. We don't know what Vero's going to ask us. How would I haunt people? What would I not do, Vero? People I don't like, I would scare the shit out of them.
Oh my God.
And people that I love, but you don't really want to see what people are doing in their private hour. But I feel like I would be like looming over them, like in bed with my husband. He's probably like remarried. I used to be bien dormidota next to him. How would I haunt them? Yeah, I would just sit next to them. I would hold their hand. They wouldn't know it if I love them. I'd just stroke their hair. I'm a little touchy-feely, soy bien tentona. So I would really be all over the people that I love. So you'd probably like sense me there, breathing down your freaking neck. And if I don't like you, which there's not many people that I don't like, because, I mean, come on, you can't live life not liking people. But if there's anybody that slighted me, that really slighted me before I dropped dead, I might come back and freak them out a little bit. Like open up all the freaking, like, if you've seen The Sixth Sense, there's a scene where she walks out of the room, then she walks back and all the cabinets are open. And she's like, how the hell did that happen? There's a scene, right? She walks out, walks back in, and suddenly all the cabinets are open. I do some spooky stuff like that, Vero.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You'd either be felt up by me or you'd be spooked by me as a ghost.
Slam. Ceci, what would you do?
I don't know that I would scare people. I don't know, depending, you know, like si me caes gorda, then maybe. Pero, similar to what Irene was saying, like, oh yeah, like maybe my daughter's hair, caressing their hair. I'm a little bit of a prankster, and I inherited that from my mom. And I have a story for you guys. Speaking of pranks, no me dio miedo, you know, but I totally think it was my mom. So now that it's, you know, it's gonna be 5 months since my mom passed, and so I feel like we get all these signs. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. Like I'll see like a random angel or like a hummingbird. Like that's the sign that I get. I'm like, okay, my mom's like watching over us. But a couple of weeks ago, Luis and I were having a conversation about, you know, this lady that we know. She gets chemo treatment, and we said something along the lines of like, oh, you know, like, you know, como va a ir a Mexico así with her treatment? And I was like, hi, I'm like, maybe she'll figure it out, something like that. I was like, my mom era bien argüendera, you know. I said, my mom era bien argüendera. Like my mom was like, you know, a partier. Like she would schedule her trips to Mexico every year in between her chemo. So she would like leave the day that she would get chemo and then come back the day before she was scheduled for her next chemo. So she would always do that. So I said something along the lines like, bien argüendera. And it was like a Sunday evening after 6 p.m. Like we weren't expecting anyone. We weren't expecting a delivery. And like within a few minutes after I said that, our doorbell was ringing, but like nonstop, dun, 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 like that. And then I looked out the window. I was like, I don't see anything. I don't see anyone. And Luis goes downstairs, and I see him like looking underneath the car, looking behind the bush, and he comes back. He's like, it was no one. He's like, maybe there was a glitch on the thing. Like it just started, right? And then within that second, I looked at my mom's picture and I started laughing. I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, mi mami, my mom, you know, we were just talking about it. I'm like, and I said it out loud, mami, andas de traviesa, you know, like con tus pranks. Cause she was always a prankster, you know? So I don't know. I want to believe that it was her, like bang, 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 banging it when I said, oh, es bien argüendera.
Oh my God, sis.
Right?
Love it. She was down there like, oh, argüendera. Ahorita vas a ver.
Yeah. She used to do this thing. I don't know if you guys ever saw a video, but antes, cuando estaba bien, you know, when we used to get together, and she would get like a empty bottle, like a 2-liter bottle of soda, like when it was empty, she would like bend it and like start banging it like pas 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 like with the song like a ranchera or whatever.
Tirando balazos.
To simulate to simulate balazos, like, you know, like gunshots, like in el rancho. She would do that. Yes, she would do that. So like the way the doorbell was ringing kind of reminded me of that like sequence, like when she would do that. Anyway, that's
wow.
I believe it.
Doña Cata, para que se les quite, dijo, aquí está la original Ceci showing us up.
Yeah, we didn't, like, we weren't scared or everything. Luis and I just started laughing. I was like, oh my God, ¿sí será? Pues sí, yo creo, you know, so.
That is so cool. I would have cried just de miedo, you know, be like, Mom, that was funny, but you scared the shit out of me. Okay, Mom?
I wasn't though, yeah.
Pero qué gracioso, qué chistoso.
Sí, sí.
Have you guys ever seen the show Ghosts? There's a show on... It was originally a British show, and then like just like everything, right? The Office. But it was a British show, and then they made it to the American show. But it's called Ghosts, and it's like this couple, like this girl inherits this like manor, and she ends up taking it on with her husband, and they open it into a bed and breakfast. But she sees ghosts, right? She sees ghosts, and it's just funny things that happen. I would suggest it for anyone, but I think I would probably like fart. Then you know how I just like to, like, it would like make people smell shit, like funny, nasty stuff. Like, you know,
that's hilarious.
Like, oh, that was rude. I'm gonna have you smell this special fart. You know, like, para ti. Like, you know, little things like that. I don't think I would like. I like scary stuff, and I enjoy watching like horror movies and like scary things like that. But I wouldn't want someone to like, I wouldn't want be the one causing that to someone. But I would definitely be like, you know what, that was unnecessary. Te voy a echar un pedo. You know, like just for you. Nice concentrated pedito. That would be how I would hunt it. And if it's like,
I have a question. Would you allow the sound of the fart to be present or to be heard, or just the smell?
No, because I don't want him to laugh. I don't want them to laugh. I don't want to make them laugh. Not at that moment. If they were rude, yeah. Like, if they were rude, no fart noise, just nasty stink, you know? But if it was like, it's like people are laughing, I would like maybe let the sound come out, you know, and make it like a joyful fart. Like, you know, there's some farts are like, oh, no, huele tan mal, but we can all tolerate it, right? We can all smell this. We're good. We don't have to roll the windows down, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Don't pretend like you guys don't know what I'm talking about, okay? We had a friend.
For real.
We have a friend that had the worst pedos, okay? And she listens to our podcast. I love her to death. She knows who she is because, girl, we've told you. She had the kind of pedo that would like interrupt you in your conversation and the whole room, which is like, and it would linger and it would stay there. And it was like kind of be like, smell me. You're going to fucking smell me. And one day, I thank God I wasn't there. But one
La
day,
voz del pedo, ¿eh? We did las voz de las flores and now la voz del pedo. A ver,
sí.
¿cómo es?
Me vas a oler, cabrón. Me vas a oler. Well, this is her pedo in particular. But they were on a trip to San Francisco. They went to go hang out, and then she just like lets it out. She like lets it out in the car. And, you know, for San Francisco, it's cold. So the girls proceed to roll the windows down to help the fart evacuate the premises. And she's like, roll the windows up. It's cold. Y las lelas roll the windows back up and continue to smell this lingering fart. And everyone's like, why didn't we just listen to her? She's just like, no, you just farted nasty and we're about to roll these windows down. And her fart just lingered and chilled and made its way up everyone's noses when they weren't even invited. So, a las pedorras que están allí, I feel for you. If you have a lingering fart, there's something probably wrong with your guts. Get them cleaned out. Think about colonics. Think about eating something healthier. But be considerate about your friends. No seas tan pedorra. But yeah.
Speaking of ghosts and speaking of friends, that is such a random segue because of the pedos. So Ceci was talking about her mom and about ringing the doorbell and all that stuff. And we're talking about ghosts and we're being silly or whatever. And this whole time, I didn't even realize that I was like holding this thing in my hands. I'm holding this thing in my hand. I'm holding it and I'm rubbing it. I'm holding it. And I'm just like listening to you guys talk about ghosts, listening to you guys talk about this whole thing. We're laughing about the doorbell. And then I realized that this is my friend Carol's pin from when she passed away. Oh, and you would think, it's just a coincidence. But we just talked about sunflowers a moment ago,
yes.
right?
Oh my God.
And I didn't see the sunflowers. We were just talking. We were just talking about sunflowers. I didn't make the connection. I was holding this pin that I have from. So I'm like listening to you, Ceci, and I'm like, this is real. Like people being here and signs being here. Maybe it's the Aquarius in me, but like So I couldn't even really even listen to Veto's story because suddenly I'm like having this realization. I'm like, ghost, Carol, beautiful Carol. And then I see the sunflower. It's like, this is weird. We literally, this is what we were talking about on this show. And here I am holding her.
Oh my God. I love that.
Color.
I
It's a great story. So aquí andas, Carol. I know que sí.
Ándale, no, yo no. Yo gracias, por favor, a mí no me visiten. Just kidding. Maybe in my dreams. Ahorita no. Yo soy miedosa. Me encanta toda esa chingadera, pero me da un miedo. Like, see, not like the way you guys are sharing it and scary.
Me da miedo. A mí me da miedo too, though.
You know?
Pero a mí sí me da miedo. Even if it wasn't like a mí sí me da miedo.
The thing is that I've experienced ghosts like that. Remember, I shared it on our podcast before. Like at Santa Barbara, like our apartment was haunted.
Oh, I remember.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, so when I never believed in this. And then when I got to SB, I was like, oh, this energy's real. Energy's real. And experienced like the whole ghost stuff. So even though I love the ghost stuff and watching scary movies or watching things like that, when it comes to real life and experiencing, like having experience, like being scared is like, no gracias. But I know that if there was a ghost, if it was like someone I loved and dearly, I would welcome it. I would want my mom to come visit me. I would want to re-see my friend. And I said cousin because I'm thinking of my cousin.
For sure.
But like,
I don't know if I want to see them, pero sentirlos sí.
Yeah, sentirlos. Like, not see them, but like if they wanted to visit me in that sense, like they want you, if they want to be felt, in that sense. Like, it's good, but because I've experienced negative ghost energy, like where you just
remember that
sit there
at the annex, right?
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, oh.
That's hella spooky. That's hella spooky.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever felt anything like that ever. But one time I was in a cabin. Have I told you girls this story? Like I was in a cabin. I was sleeping with my best friend Diana, and I dated her brother. So he was like in another bed, and I was in a bed with her, and I thought it was him touching the back of my back, like calling me over.
Oh no.
And I look over and he's like knocked out, completely asleep. He's completely asleep. It wasn't him, but I could sense, or I could feel, not sense. I felt someone rubbing my back, like trying to wake me up. And I remember feeling like so freaking terrified. Like I practically like slept on top of her the rest of the night because I was so scared. And I know the next morning, I think I told her, like, I was so scared. Sorry, I was like on top of you, but I felt someone touching me. And I'm sure she thought I was crazy, but I do feel that was literally a ghost fiddle.
So like things like that are scary for me. Like, no gracias. Recently, twice it's happened. Okay, so now that we're talking about ghosts, that's why I said I'm going to ask this question and it's going to go where it goes. In our house, like I don't feel any bad energy in our house. I love our house. Everything's good. There's good lighting in here. Like, but a couple nights, like not recently, it's been maybe a month and like 2 months, like so 2 months and a month ago, I felt someone like kind of like hit my knee, kind of like, hey, así, like when the kids come in and like, can I sleep with you? Like to move me over. But I'll like open my eyes and there's no one there. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was in my dream that I felt something and it feels like it's in person. And then after that, it was like on my foot where someone just like kind of touches my foot. And I'm like, okay, now. So I don't know if there's like...
That's terrifying, Vero.
So I'm like, and there's no one there.
Yeah.
And typically I think it's the kids, right? But maybe it's like, okay, maybe it's just something I'm feeling because my body was tired or something. But that is a little scary. So I don't like want to think about it, But... if there's anything here, you're not welcome here. You need to go. And I always say that, like, Diosito, aquí.
Ahí está, I see it right there. I see it right behind you.
Porque me voy. Ahí dejo a Archie y yo me voy.
Hola, señor.
No, cállate.
Hola, señor. ¿Cómo
¿Está guapo? ¿Está guapo?
señor?
¿Está guapo?
Está viejito.
Pero guapo. ¿Viejito pero guapo?
Sí, guapo, sí.
Ah, bueno,
sí,
pues
guapito,
eso es
guapito.
importante.
Did you pon agua bendita?
Sí, le hace falta.
I kind of remember. Yeah, I can't remember. I remember cuando pasaba eso at the annex. Was it when we were living next to each other? Was that when it happened?
The first time it happened, we weren't living next door to each other yet.
Okay.
So you guys were still down the hall.
Okay.
So it was when,
because I remember con Lisette también le pasó.
Sí,
like, la asustaron.
wait, no, ustedes se acuerdan las manitas esas pintadas? ¿Te acuerdas?
Sí,
We talked
las
about
manitas.
it.
Yes.
It was scary. Oh, so anyway, I saw recently.
Did you ever look up like why? Like, did someone die there? What's the story? Like, did you?
The
guys ever
story
look
was
into
that it was
history of
like
where
an
you
old,
live?
the whole story of like it was a Indian reservation. It was built on like Holy Land.
Entendido.
But like,
Yeah, got
there
it.
was just like
This is their land.
This is their land.
This is their land, girl. They deserve to hunt.
There
This
you
is
go.
their land. They were here first.
I was like, hey,
They were here first.
we were
Those were the other Sanchez that were colonized.
I was like, I didn't cross the
Those
border.
were
The border
Sanchez.
crossed us. I had nothing to do with
Yeah.
this. Like, leave me out of it. But yeah, Anyway.
Me acuerdo que pusimos agua bendita. I remember that. Like
Cynthia had a
at
whole
least in our
galon de agua
apartment.
bendita. We
Oh, really?
bathed our apartment
Agua bendita.
in this holy water, okay? We even called her mom to tell her, like, Mommy, she's like, Mommy, she's like, okay, well, get that holy water ready, girl. You better go. And we're like
Yes.
trying to spread the holy water all over the apartment. It was just insane, okay? But anyway.
¿Cómo se llama? Ana Ruth, ¿cómo se llama su mamá? Yeah, she's a Libra, igual que mi mamá. And I remember my mom too. She's like, okay, this is what you're going to do con el agua bendita. And like you walk all the perimeter de todo el apartamento and then vas regando la agua bendita. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot. I think it stopped after that. I don't know. No me acuerdo bien.
Well, for us, there was a few more events. You know, that was just at the beginning of it, where the ghosts were like, finally, all right, you guys, we're comfortable with you guys here. We're going to come out and play. And that's what it was. But it's all good. Hopefully, if any of you have had experiences like that, share them with us. Not a biggie. But this is your random episode, you know, where we talk about anything and everything. Thankfully, today we didn't talk about food because I am starting to get really hungry. So I hope we're going to leave you with this podcast. And if you're on your way, when you're listening on your way to breakfast, lunch, dinner, have a good one, have a good meal. Hopefully there's nothing haunting you, nothing following you around, and there aren't any talking flowers around you either. If there are, that means you're high. Good luck, okay? Share it with us too. But before you go, we want to share a couple like updates on Level Up Latina. We have our Breakthrough Brunch. Our third annual Breakthrough Brunch is happening. Tickets are on sale now through July 15th. You can find them at leveluplatina.com/events and buy one for you, or buy one for your tia, buy one for your cousin or a friend. If not, pay it forward. You'd be like, hey, yo no puedo ir, but I'm going to pay it forward to a homegirl that needs it and wants to show up and is afraid to show up by herself. And trust me, there's many women that do show up solas and they're like, you know what? I'm sola here, but together we're going to have a good time. So come through. We're going to have a great panel. We're going to have, great people present with, we're looking for vendors to be have a little pop-up. And, if you're an entrepreneur and a business owner, you would like to be present at the Breakthrough Brunch, come on through. Or if you want to donate some of your items for our giveaways, we will be happy to take those and promote your business on our page along with our Instagram and our stories, because we're in this together. We're also Latina business owners. We're entrepreneurs. We're lovers of life. We're lovers of people. And la raza pa'lante. Vámonos, let's do this. And also, if you want to join our community, our Guilt Free Squad community, we have our monthly call every month where we talk about, topics that are relevant to the Latina experience, and just talk about women stuff and things that we're going through, and also just like normal check-ins to be like, hey, who else is feeling like this? So we have our Guilt Free Squad. That membership is also on sale. We're going to keep that sale going for the rest of the year because why not? And there's also, if you want to learn about our coaching, you can find all about us on leveluplatina.com. If I forgot anything, chicas, let me know. If you want to keep this conversation going, you can also shoot us an email to admin@leveluplatina.com. With that, las dejamos. Enjoy the rest of your day. Las queremos mucho, mucho, mucho. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Besos, besos. Thank you. Don't forget to
Besos. Thank you. Love you.